Believe comments like that are only a scare tactic. Only 28% think the checks would actually stop. My next guest has been on this point for a while now. Illinois Congressman Joe Walsh, a Tea Party caucus member. And, sir, welcome back here.
Great to be with you,
You've
Bill.
argued that point for a while now, haven't you?
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, this president for the last 6 months, Bill, this is what he's been doing. The first stab at it was to scare us about default. That basically come August 2nd, the lights in the country are going to be turned off. After a few weeks, we realized, and the American people realized, that's not the case. So then it was really sort of outlandish that a couple weeks ago he turned toward Social Security checks and said that on August 3rd he can't guarantee that he'll be able to write those checks. He knows that's not true, and it's good that the American people have seen through it.
Are you willing to roll the dice on August 3rd? Keep the debt limit where it is and see what happens?
Bill, my obsession is the debt crisis and making sure we do something so that we never get to this point again. August 2nd doesn't scare me. Not doing this in the right way scares me. Whether it's August 10th or August 15th, we've got to get to a point where we reform this town in a right way so we never bump up against this again.
We also did a poll here that came out late yesterday. We wanted to know who Americans blame, if anyone or anything, for what's going on right now. This is what we found. 47% blame Republicans in Congress. Only 32% blame the president. What do you think explains that?
You know, partly that's probably due to the fact that he's got a bully pulpit and it's easier for him to directly speak to the American people. But look, part of this is on us. I don't think the Republicans have done their best job, our best job, in messaging how serious this crisis is and how bold we need to be. We're also doing some heavy lifting here. Bill, the Republicans, since we were sworn in Congress in January, we've proposed to do some pretty tough, difficult things. We've tried to look the American people in the eye and tell them the truth, that if we don't reform Medicare, it's going to be gone. Same thing with Social Security. The president's taken the opposite tack. And you know what? I think eventually the American people are going to understand and appreciate the fact that we've tried to propose tough solutions.
And you might be running out of time to get that message out. But at the moment, on the floor of the Senate, they're debating the cut, cap, and balance, which got 234 yay votes the other day. There's Ken Conrad, the Democrat, who was with us yesterday. You're now trying to collect signatures for what might be the fallback option in the Senate, and that's the plan put forward by Republican Mitch McConnell out of Kentucky. And you're warning your Republicans, don't fall for that idea either. Why not?
Bill, we've got 80 to 90 Republicans right now already in a day who have signed our letter to leadership, asking our leadership not to take up the McConnell plan. Bill, the McConnell plan's not a plan. It basically says, go ahead, Mr. President, raise your debt ceiling, and we disapprove. That's not why people sent us to Washington. They sent us here to lead. Cut, cap, and balance is the only plan out there right now that has the majority behind it, and I think it's got a real strong chance of passing out of the Senate.
Wow. Okay. We've heard other views that suggest it will not. But whatever comes of this debate, it will have a direct impact immediately on every American here. So, Joe Walsh, thank you for coming back. We'll see what happens on both sides of Congress very soon. Thank you, sir. 20
Great
minutes.
to be with you.
You bet. 20 minutes.